Here we go, guys. This is the last match of the season for 2026, and we are taking on Hangyuan, a familiar foe. And out there today, the important one to look at is Wen Hao, who's playing in that defensive midfielder role, a position he can barely play. He's really a striker. He's never going to play striker for us again. This is actually the last match of his career. And so we figured that we'd go ahead and put him out there and see how he does here on the road against Hangyuan. I'm surprised that there are any fans here at all, honestly. I don't want to say anything to drive away potential viewers, but like, this match is totally meaningless for Hangyuan, and we're just trying to win for the sake of pride. We've only lost twice this season in a 21-game schedule, and this is definitely the best finish that Mars FC has ever had. And we want to come out with a bang. So let's see what happens. We're looking for a good performance from Nene Naziri, our Cote d'Ivoire superstar up there. And let's see what we can do. We have to get the ball out of midfield first, and there's Wen Hao heading it over to Lin Guandao. That was okay. Lin Guandao back to Cai Yuting. Over to Menegong, and what was that? This is the problem. We're doing well, and then one of these kids grabs it and then does something stupid. Lin Guandao with it, over to Wen Hao, back to Menegong, do something smart, over to Silla, that was more like it, over to Lin Guandao, ooh, that was a shot that was going in. I'm telling you, Lin Guandao is good. He was good in American Samoa. I think he does have the ability to be good in Taiwan, maybe even throughout all of Asia, right? I think he's very, very underrated. I don't care what his attribute numbers say. He looks good to me. And we almost win the ball off without doing anything. We do, and it's Nene with the shot, and Ndaye then follows that up with a header that, unfortunately for us, is off target. We were able to win this one back there in midfield. Menegong with it up to Nene, over to Lin Guandao, to Nene again. And that's Nene being as selfish as he should. But really, if he had passed that to Ndaye, it would have been a better shot. It doesn't really matter to me, though, one way or another. I mean, as long as we have the ball, and we do have the ball, Cai Yuting misses the header. That looked really bad. I was expecting there to be like a penalty whistle or something like that, but no, it was just a bunch of guys sort of standing around looking at each other. That's what happens when you're in the semi-pro world, right? I say amateur world. We're actually up to semi-pro now, barely. And there's Ndaye trying to get the ball off of the attacking player and can't do it, but Huang Chiwei does, over to Lin Guandao, to Nene, can't find him. And I'm telling you, it doesn't work when we lump it forward. Menegong over to Cai Yuting, and we lump it forward again. And Menegong with it, over to Silla, back to Menegong, over to Ndaye, who has a shot. See, that type of movement works well, and Ndaye is hungry, and you can tell he wants to score, and he just can't quite get on top of that one. Chen Chengju now. Ndaye probably is going to end up being the the best player in the country. He's probably going to win all of the awards here, but we'll see soon. This afternoon, actually, we'll be able to see who won what. And in our season in review, Huang Chiwei misses that header, and we got to do better than this, guys. We're getting shots. Nothing is on target. Here's Menegong again with a corner this time instead of a free kick. And the corner goes up. It's over to Huang Chiwei. It doesn't even come close to hitting his head. Cai Chucheng now with it, over to Lin Guandao. Lin Guandao knocks this one forward over to Menegong. It's another one of those risky passes I don't like to see. And there's Ndaye with the header, and that was okay. As I've said a couple times now, he's not hitting those headers like he was a couple games ago. You know, a couple games ago, he was hitting those headers left and right and scoring goals like it was going out of style. And now he's just missing stuff. He's hitting it with the very top of his head. It looks like he doesn't really know what exactly he's supposed to be doing, and he's having not the best of times out there, although he has a good performance so far. Nene, meanwhile, has not really woken up, so let's see if we can wake them up. We're not going to make any changes. We're just going to put these guys back out there. I mean, the end of the season is nigh, and soon you're going to have all sorts of time to rest. The ball was played in for Nene, and it just didn't have anything on it. And so we go back to waiting and seeing. Cai Chucheng, by the way, back at left wing back, is having a real rough time of it again today. But he needs to learn how to play the position, and the best way to learn how to play it is to have him play it. He's young, and he's going to be our man. This looks bad. Chang Yuan is in behind goal, the defense, over with a shot on goal, one-on-one with the keeper, and he fans on it. He was offside. Look at that. And our defenders just are not quite fast enough to be able to get back on this. And that's what's going to happen from time to time when we play with such a high defensive line. But fortunately, Lee Chaba was able to harass him enough to make the shot look pretty bad. Silla is injured, and so we're going to end up having to make a change here as he has to come off. Chen Haowei is going to come on for his final games. We got two guys here who are retiring right after this match, and I think it's fitting. Chen Haowei now with it. He doesn't know how to play his position. He hasn't played it for us even in friendlies. Over to Huang Churwei. Huang Churwei with it. Lumps that one over for Ndai. He's going to get there, and he crosses backwards over to Wen Chihao, who almost scores. That's where it's nice to have Wen Chihao in that position. In fact, I think we might make a little bit of a formational change here in a second, because he may be better off as a segundo volante. Here's Wen Chihao, who's basically playing in that position as it is, and yeah, we're going to make that change. So we'll go up here to the tactics. It's a real simple change to make. We'll just do that. And let's try it again. And it's kind of a shame that I didn't try this before with Wen Chihao. We probably could have scored a lot more goals that way. Chen Haowei now knocks this one forward over to, well, it went off of a couple players, and Nene was right there and just couldn't quite get his head around onto it. It was Huang Churwei who knocked it forward. Actually, Nene did get his hand onto it, and that was a really, really good save. It's kind of hard to tell what happened from the original camera angle. And so we remain 0-0, and we are in danger of having, I think this would be our first draw with this club. So let's see if we can get some action here. Lin Guanda with it, up over to Menagong. We don't play board draws. Menagong over to Wen Chihao, down to Chen Haowei, over to Ndaye, and man, that was a really, really good block by the defender. Ndaye has just been totally frustrated here, and this was a very, very good ball movement. Menagong does what he's supposed to, over to Wen Chihao, down to Chen Haowei. Wen Chihao looks really good in the segundo volante role. And, man, I tell you, we just need a little bit of luck here is what we need. Chen Haowei now with the ball, and I'm wondering if they're not playing some type of park the bus, which is what's going on. Lin Guanda over to Ndaye to Chen Haowei. Chen Haowei runs and lumps that forward, and that part of the problem is that we're having players doing stuff like that. That's not what we're looking for. We're not looking for you to take a shot from, almost midfield. I don't think it's going to work out the way you think it's going to work. We have about 4 more minutes here in this match. This has been a fast one with no real action. Chen Haowei now is going to take this free kick. He's waiting and finally knocks it forward, and he had a shot on goal. That's the thing. We technically have 3 strikers on the pitch playing in 3 different, at least pseudo-striker type positions. Chen Chengju with it, over to Wen Chihao. Back to Chen Chengju in the back. Over to Ndaye, now to Chen Haowei. Knocks that forward for Wen Chihao, and it's up to Nene, who might be offside. Yeah, they're going to call that offside. I thought he was pretty clearly offside. He was behind the goalkeeper. I mean, look at where he is here on this replay. So he runs up. He keeps running up, and he's not behind him. He's almost behind the keeper. I mean, you can't do that. You're going to go play puppy guarding the goal is what we used to say when I was in elementary school. Chen Haowei knocks this one forward. This is going to be the end here. Over to Chen Chengju. This is going to be a draw, 0-0. And Nazario, and he scores a goal right at the very, very end, right before the final whistle. That was onside, and we have seen a winner, and that makes it 1-0 for Mars FC. There's no way they're coming back from this. An ugly, ugly match that ends up with a final goal that was a lot of luck. I mean, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players around him. Nene somehow wins the header. He has scored in every match he's played with us since coming for the team, since coming to the team, and he is onside. He's pretty clearly onside with that one, and that really probably is going to be the end of this. What a fitting way to end the season. And we have found our striker, and it's 1-0 for Mars FC. That means Lee Chaba has another clean sheet. 1.28 XG for us. We had almost 70% of the possession, which is why I said I'm not sure why their fans bothered to show up. But I'm glad that you did, and I'm glad that I did, because that was a lot of fun. Goodbye to 2026. Let's see what 2027 has in store for us. I'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.